Hey, what you say, food family? Mike here, and welcome back to the channel for another great culinary adventure. Today's video, we're making an irresistible culinary creation that's guaranteed to make you break out the stretchy pants and fall into a food coma. I'm talking about short rib totchos. We'll start out by pressure cooking our short ribs, shred those up, pile them over some crispy tater tots, top everything off with a creamy beer cheese. Absolutely delicious. This is not just a meal, it's an experience. Short rib totchos are the ultimate comfort food, perfect for game nights, family gatherings, or simply when you want to indulge yourself. So why settle for ordinary when you can indulge in the extraordinary? Let's get cooking. Alright folks, in order to get these short rib totchos kicked off, we'll start out by pressure cooking our short ribs. Now before we pressure cook them, we're going to sear these off. So as you see in front of me, I got 2 or 3 pounds of boneless short ribs here. You can use bone in, it's perfectly fine. I'm going to be shredding all this later on, so I don't need the bones. I'm not going to be making gravy with it afterwards. So that being said, you can check the link in the description below. That will teach you how to make the bone in short ribs in the Instant Pot just the same. We're just skipping one step today by taking the bone out. We don't need it, and we're not going to be making gravy with it afterwards, the cooking liquids. So don't worry about it. Today, all we're going to do is I got some salt, pepper, and garlic seasoning here. We're going to season these short ribs up. We're going to sear them off in the Instant Pot, 2-3 minutes per side. Just put a nice crust on the outside, get that Maillard reaction going, and we'll come right back after that. So stay tuned. Alright folks, you saw in that previous clip, pretty simple. We seared off our beef short ribs, put a nice crust on the outside. I went ahead and did all 4 sides. If you're using the bone-in short ribs, you can get away with just doing 2 or 3 of the sides. It's perfectly fine. But don't skip that step. It adds a ton of flavor with minimal effort. Now, what we're left with is a mess in the bottom of our Instant Pot. It looks like a bunch of burnt-on crap. It's going to be a pain in the ass to clean, but actually we're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to use that fond to build the base of our pressure cooking liquid. So as you see in front of me, we've got some carrots, onions, celery, and a bit of garlic. We're going to saute these veggies off, the carrots, onion, celery first, of course, just a couple minutes so they start to release their natural oils and flavors and liquids. That's going to start to break that stuff off the bottom of your pot up. Then once that's going, we got it going 2 or 3 minutes there on the veggies. We'll throw in our garlic. Now I've gone ahead and smashed these flat, crushed them so they release the oils. Let that go for about 1 minute. That's all you need on that. You don't want to burn it. Once you start to smell that garlic, it becomes fragrant. 1 minute or so, like I said, we're going to go in and deglaze with a bit of chicken stock. Now, I'm talking chicken stock here today. Yes, we're cooking beef ribs. You think you'll be using beef stock. If you go to the store and you buy a box of pre-made beef stock, all that is basically is colored water. You're not going to get any flavor out of it. Chicken stock, for whatever reason, actually has flavor to it. So use chicken stock. Now, if you have beef stock at home you made yourself, by all means use that. That's the way to go. I don't have any today, so I'm just going to be using this store-bought chicken stock. It's where it's at. It's not really going to make it taste like chicken. We're just adding liquids to the pot. That being said, we'll get this next step set up here. We'll get everything sauteed, and we'll come right back, and I'll tell you how we're going to assemble everything else together, and then we'll get to pressure cooking. Alright, pretty simple. We got those veggies sauteed off, got that garlic started smelling aromatic, deglazed with our chicken stock. Use that flat edge spatula to really scrape the bottom up. Now you can't see it, but you can feel it when you're scraping. All that stuff came off the bottom, turned our liquid nice dark brown color. It's going to be absolutely delicious. That being said, we did use chicken stock today. I did say that over using beef stock. You could also use red wine here. It actually works great for this recipe, doing short ribs in the Instant Pot. But we're using chicken stock today. Keep it real simple. Now, our last step we want to do is I got a sprig of fresh rosemary here. Just going to toss that in these liquids with the veggies. And it was about a cup or so of chicken stock. You want at least a cup of liquids in your Instant Pot when you're pressure cooking something. More is fine. Just at least have 1 cup in there. So we got our fresh rosemary in. Now we're going to take our short ribs and just pile them right on top of these veggies. We're going to use those veggies as a barrier on the bottom to prevent anything from burning. So we'll get all these in here. And it's fine if you can't make them in one layer. I'm doing a larger batch here because, like I said earlier, you can prep all this stuff ahead of time. Real quick, throw these juices in there. They're absolutely delicious. Don't want to waste that. You could prep all this stuff ahead of time for game days or whatever and just have it ready to go. Make a fresh batch of tater tots. Reheat this stuff, the short rib meat and the beer cheese sauce we'll be making here shortly. Put it all together. You're eating real quick. Absolutely delicious, perfect game day snack. That being said, all right, we got our short ribs in the pot. We're going to throw the lid on, set it to pressure cook for 1 hour, put the vent to ceiling, and I'll see you in a bit. We'll start cooking that beer cheese sauce. Stay tuned. All right, folks, our short ribs have just about finished cooking for 1 hour. Now, once those are completely done, we're going to let that naturally depressurize, and it takes about 30 minutes. So we can go ahead and start making our beer cheese sauce. At the same time, we can go ahead, throw your tater tots in the oven, whatever, air fryer, however you're going to cook those. It's all going to take about 30 minutes to put this last part together. So do that while your short ribs are depressurizing. You don't want to skip that step. You do an instant depressurize and the meat tightens up. It doesn't want to shred easily. So just go ahead and let it take that 25-30 minutes to do it on its own thing. So let's go ahead. Let's get this bacon cooked and we'll come right back and finish up our beer cheese sauce. Alright folks, we got that bacon cooked off, made some delicious bacon bits to top off our short rib tachos today. Looking delicious. Now I've left the bacon grease in our pan because we're going to use that as the base of our roux. You need fat and flour to make a roux, so we're using the bacon fat. We got a little bit of all-purpose flour. We'll get that whisk in, start to come together. Once that gets together just slightly a bit, we're going to go in with our beer. Now today I'm using PBR. I like PBR before the hipsters got a hold of it and made it uncool. I'm sticking with it because I love PBR, folks. Use whatever beer you like. Once our beer is mixed into our mixture, we got a good, delicious, wet roux going there. Starting to get a thick liquids. We'll go in with our heavy cream. Now, this heavy cream today is going to make the base of our cheese sauce. You could also use milk if you want to save a few calories, but this is a comfort food meal. Don't worry about calories, folks. Let's just dig in and enjoy it. So let's get this roux and base of the cheese sauce made. We'll come right back, season it, and start adding our cheese. Alright folks, we got the base of our cheese sauce made. I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle a little bit of this salt, pepper, garlic seasoning for a little bit of flavor. Give that a stir. We're also going to go in with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. A little bit of Dijon mustard. Good enough for government work. I'm going to throw in a can of diced chilies. Not really a lot of heat there, but it adds a little bit of flavor. Stir that in. Now, when you're making a cheese sauce, should you shred your own cheese from a block of cheese so it doesn't have fillers and stuff in it? Absolutely. Am I going to do that today? Absolutely not. I got some queso quesadilla cheese here, already shredded up. I don't care about the wood pulp fillers and junk. It works, folks. Obviously, freshly shredded cheese will be better, but ain't nobody got time for that. So let me get this cheese melted in. Our short ribs are done in the Instant Pot. I'm just letting that 30-minute time frame, natural depressurization, finish up. And we'll come right back. In the meantime, I'll make some tater tots in the air fryer or the oven, however you want to make yours. We'll start plating this up. Stay tuned. Alright folks, that creamy beer cheese sauce is absolutely delicious, ready to go. Our tater tots are finishing up in the oven. Our short ribs have now naturally depressurized for 30 minutes. So an hour and 30 minutes total. It came up to temperature really fast today because our liquids in there were already hot. So let's go ahead, take the lid off this thing. If you guys have never seen this before, check this out. It's a built-in pot holder. Now this is super hot, so I'm going to take my tongs. We're going to pull our short ribs out. Nice and easy. They're going to be falling apart. And we can just start shredding them just with a look at that. That's simple, folks. Perfectly cooked. Try to leave your onions and carrots and celery and all that stuff behind in the pot. We don't need that anymore. We want to shred our short ribs up. So let me get the rest of these out, shred it up. We'll come right back, start plating everything up. So tender and juicy. Tons of flavor from that mirepoix of carrots, celery, and onion we put in there. We're not using this stuff today, but like I said earlier, if you're doing bone-in short ribs, pull the bones out, shred your meat like this. Take these remaining vegetables and the flavors from the bones that got in there. Not the bones, of course. Toss those. Take a immersion blender, blend all this up, throw in some cornstarch. You can make a delicious gravy to eat these short ribs with. Delicious. But today, we're going to go ahead, get all this stuff cleaned up. We'll come right back, plate it up, see how we did. Stay tuned. Alright folks, we got everything done. I'm using tater rounds or crowns today. Obviously tater tots work just the same, but I think these small crowns get a little more crunchy and crispy. Stand up to this beer cheese sauce a little better, but hey, do as you want to do. I'm not you, so make them how you want at home. All this stuff can be made ahead of time. Obviously make your tater tots or crowns last. The cheese and the short ribs can be reheated. This is great to make for, like I said, Super Bowl game day party. Beef, cheese sauce ready to go the day before. All you gotta do is make some tater tots, folks. Throw it all together. Could keep that cheese sauce in one of those small crock pots. Be perfect for this. But that being said, let's start putting this thing together. So we got our tater tots, nice and crispy. I air fried mine today, so they're straight out of there, really hot. Top it off with some shredded short rib. We'll spread it around here. Now obviously I got to make mine fancy for a thumbnail picture here in a minute, but you guys can just pile it on real quick and easy. Now let's go into some of that cheese sauce. Nice and thick and delicious that looks. Alright, we'll top that off with just a little bit of chives here, just for a little color. Alright, and just like that, our short rib tachos are ready to go. I'm going to let these cool off just for a minute so I don't scorch the hell out of my tongue. We'll get this cleaned up, come right back, give it a taste test to see how we did. Alright folks, while I was putting everything away, getting cleaned up, letting this cool off a minute, I totally forgot. We left our bacon bits out. So let me toss a couple of these on there, because everything's better with bacon. Now we're ready to give this a taste test. Alright, we got our bacon on there, we're ready to go. Can't believe I almost forgot the most important part, bacon. Come on folks, what's going on today? Alright, so we got our tater tot base, we got the shredded short ribs on top we made in the pressure cooker. Just seared those off 3 or 4 minutes per side. Cooked those for an hour, let them naturally depressurize. Took about 30 minutes. We got that beer cheese sauce we made with a base of bacon fat and flour. Made that roux, added some beer, a little bit of heavy cream, and then tossed in our cheese. Really simple, folks. Topped it off with those chives to finish it off for a little color. Let's dig in, see how we did. Try to get a bite here with some tater tot, some of the cheese, and some of the meat. All right, there's a nice healthy looking one. Whoa, that is absolutely delicious. I need a couple more bites, then I'll be right back. Absolutely amazing, folks. From the bottom to the top, this one's sure to satisfy. Those tater tots are crispy, crunchy, absolutely delicious. The short ribs, tender, juicy, amazing flavor from that mirepoix of carrots, celery, and onion we put in there. We used chicken stock today, but like I said earlier, you could use red wine to really add some more flavor in there. That beer cheese sauce tops it all, pulls everything together, and of course bacon bits. Who doesn't love bacon? Makes everything better. You're going to absolutely love this one, folks. Whether you just want to indulge yourself and throw on those stretchy pants and go into a food coma, or invite a bunch of friends over for a game day gathering, this short rib tacho recipe is sure to satisfy everyone. be sure to check the links in the description box below. That'll send you to my website, www.grubongrub.com, where you can find a plethora of delicious recipes just like this one. You'll be able to find the short ribs in the Instant Pot. Got several other short rib recipes on there as well. Be sure to check those out. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit that like button, folks. Give it a thumbs up. That tells me and YouTube you enjoy this type of content. While you're at it, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That'll send you a message every time I put out another great video just like this one, so you don't miss a single bit of action. Other than that, folks, you can do a lot of things with this recipe we did here today. We did a basic version. You could change this up, make it a little more Mexican inspired with some pickled red onions, maybe a Mexican shredded cheese, some fresh crema on there. A lot of ways you can tweak this one out, make it just how you like it. Perfect for game day gatherings or whatever you want to do. So other than that, folks, be sure to give this one a try. Let me know in the comments below what you think, how you like making your short rib tachos. Other than that, it's been a pleasure cooking for you. Once again, Mike here, signing off till next time. Just keep cooking.